Happy week, happy winter. Practically it's autumn, but it feels like winter in some places. Just happy day. Welcome to Tour Grinds Live. My name is Grindhead Jim. We're talking about collecting today, as we often do. It's good to see everybody. I know tonight's a busy night here on YouTube and in the Toyverse, and it means a lot that you chose to come here for the weekly Tour Grinds Live. I really appreciate it. Thank you all that are here. Speaking of, we've got Largo's Lair, who will be doing a comeback episode of AF3 directly following this show over on Largo's Lair. Link is pinned in the chat. So, if you would be so kind, after the show, come check out AF3 with us. Alright? Thank you. Largo's Lair is here, as I said. Johnny Sorensen is here. Bjorn Jorgensen, Bill Wifta. Gojatron, who is here for the wine and cheese tasting. Sure. Epic Badger is here, as well as Keith Knight. Welcome, mate. Better Way Bob. Ian Sweeney. I think I said Willem Toy Hobby is here, too. Jason Garcia is here. And Dolls Not Drugs is here. You made it. You caught it live. Hatless in Texas. Yeah, I didn't feel like putting on a hat today. I didn't. You know, like, I don't have to wear a hat all the time. I know it's kind of like my brand, if you'll pardon the phrase, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So welcome everyone to the show. Jason Evangelista is also here, says, hey, I say hey back, how you doing? How you doing? Hope everyone is well. Now today's format is going to be a little bit different. There really weren't a lot of pre-orders floating around that I felt deserved any time. I think we're getting into that pre-order drought season where there's just not a lot to talk about. So there's only one news piece I really want to get into, and it's not even going to be that fast. Okay? So I want to show that, and then we're going to hop right into the topic at hand. I know a lot of you are looking forward to this, so let's make that happen. So first and foremost, there's a new Kickstarter out that Epic Badger brought to my attention, and I was ambivalent when he told me about it, but then I looked at it, and I thought it was really interesting. This is a Kickstarter called Combat Creatures, from the makers of Morphonauts, which is apparently a Instagram sensation. It is quite cool. And these are 31 points of articulation, and they have modular. You can mix and match and customize them, similar to Origins and Action Force. And I will say that these are essentially battle beasts in 6-inch form. And that's not a bad thing at all. These guys have a lot of experience designing toys. They have a whole bunch of 3D print STLs available, and they sell their own figures. They make custom figures. And, you know, for this Kickstarter, they are showing painted factory samples right away. So this is something that they're really deadly serious about. And at the Kickstarter level, you're getting an actually really good price for one of these figures. They come with a bunch of stuff, weapons, multiple heads, helmeted, unhelmeted, armor, multiple hands, all that stuff. And they're $35. That's on par with a lot of stuff that is already at retail. And I feel like for the price, these are really cool. And, certain packages include all of the figures, different scales of the figures. Like they'll scale them down, give you a 3D printed version that's a 4-inch or a 3.75. And you can even get a STL if you want, so you can print out your own. So there's a lot of really, really cool things that are to be had with this Kickstarter. I don't know if I'm going to back this or not, and as far as I'm concerned, it's strictly a matter of the timing with the holidays coming up. I question the timing of this, but they're already a little over a third of the way to goal, and I wish them the best of luck. I think it's very, very cool. And this is, for me, kind of like Action Force Part 2. Let me explain why. So Action Force was Valaverse's first foray into action figures. They were taking a known brand name and reinventing it for a new generation of people, upgrading the toys to that modern kind of a feel, currently made. They kind of went up a rung on the standard of quality that a lot of figures in that scale were doing at the time. But that did start off with an experienced designer that took a known quantity, a known property, and then said, we're going to turn it on its head. And these combat creatures are really kind of, again, he didn't buy the Battle Beast name or anything like that, but he most certainly had Alexa do a thing. Do not disturb.
I won't disturb you.
Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to turn her off. But they're not using the Battle Beast name, but this is clearly a hearkening to that. It's certainly a competitor with Mythic Legion, certainly a competitor with, a bunch of stuff that's out there in the market right now. And I think it's a good idea. I think the price point is good. They have the pedigree. I hope they do well, and I really hope these end up coming to retail. I am sorely tempted to get the shark-looking one, because I like me some sharks. But they're going to be doing multiple waves. They are describing this as an initial launch. In other words, they're just trying to get things started, kick-started, if you'll pardon the phrase, and then they're going to move right in, much like many other toy manufacturers have done. I think it's a great idea, and check into it. It's really cool stuff, and I really enjoy the whole idea. So, but again, very similar, where they're kind of capitalizing on some shred of the past to hook you into their toy line's future. And I think that's fine. And it also kind of speaks directly to our topic for the day. Looks like Morphonauts is in the house. You are welcome for the shout out. I think the Kickstarter is really good, and I wish you all the luck on this. And even if I can't afford to get in on this at the Kickstarter level, when they make retail, Big Bad Toy Store, that stuff, I'm going to get a couple of these because these are very impressive and you should be proud. World of Cardboard is driving home now, listening in. Yes. Sharks with laser beams on their freaking heads. I might have to do a mod for that shark. I might troop build the shark, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool. And maybe we could have the Morphonauts folks on sometime to talk about this, because this is happening. And Morphonauts, if you're into it, go ahead and message me over on Instagram. We'll talk about it, because I think it'd be fun to talk about this toy line. Because I know I'm repeating myself, but I just really like the idea. It's very cool. Joe DeBecky in the house. So today's show asks the question, okay, is brand loyalty and really like dialing in on nostalgia as a collector, as a fan, are these similar? Are they different? And I'm just going to go into it. I am not going to be taking a lot of pauses. I'm just going to talk through you guys through what I think. There's a lot of talk about brand loyalty in the last several years with regard to toys. Hasbro, Mattel, and so on. And those two brands in particular certainly have the most people that one could accuse of brand loyalty. Whether we're talking about Hasbro or Mattel, or one of their sub-brands like Motu for Mattel, Barbie for Mattel, Star Wars or Marvel Legends for Hasbro or G.I. Joe. And the definition of this is, it's really people who will buy anything from the company or the property just because they're happy it exists at all. Okay? And Morphonauts, with a generous super chat, thank you, says, thanks so much, totally made for troop building, down the chat. Awesome. We'll get in touch ASAFP. All right? We'll have you on maybe even next week. We'll see. Definitely want to do it before the Kickstarter ends. Thank you again. Jason Garcia says, sometimes brand loyalty can help, but only in the sense that it would continue a lesser known or niche line. Fair enough. Epic Badger's favorite brand is dead, but at least they cannot make any bad decisions today. Definitely a couple different sides of the coin right away in the discussion. So, with Hasbro, they have not fared great in the public eye. I mean, every major toy line that they have right now, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, even Star Wars, Indiana Jones, every single one has some pretty significant criticisms.
Yeah, boy!
There you go. Has some pretty significant criticisms that are coming, and sometimes they pivot. In the case of classifieds, when I first started collecting in 21, I was way out on classifieds because they just didn't look anything like I remembered. I couldn't relate to the video game that they were trying to tie in with, and they had a bad reputation with the figures. And less than a year later, they're coming out with more traditional G.I. Joe figures that also had upped the quality quite a bit. They're still not probably where they need to be, but they're getting better. Marvel Legends is Marvel Legends. They've made some very questionable decisions. Star Wars, depending upon which scale or line you might collect, has had good and bad. And Indiana Jones, for most people, will tell you that they just were really disappointed in the quality and the way that it was rolled out. And yet there are people that will just buy everything from all those lines blindly and scold you if you levy criticism at Hasbro because they're scared that they'll stop making the thing they like. I think all businesses should be prepared for and should be very attentive to criticisms from their fans and pivot as necessary. Classified being a very good example, even if it's not the best example. And I think the problem we run into there is simply that these companies are out for a profit, and we are a relatively small part of their overarching revenue. Okay? Hasbro does not just sell those toys, what I mentioned, and neither does Mattel. They've got their fingers in a lot of different pies, and how much they're actually making off of toys is certainly it's uncertain, But I will say that even if their majority of their windfall each year is from the toys that we as adult collectors buy, their behavior suggests that they don't fully, at a corporate level at least, they don't care about what we have to say. And there's certainly a lot of evidence to support the fact that the teams are ill-equipped to take things in an autonomous direction that is, fan-friendly. They certainly try. There's a lot of good people on all of those teams, and they certainly try. But how they continue to fall short is a mystery, right? Mattel is no different. And I called out Barbie and Motu, for example, two of the biggest brands they have. I think they've knocked it out of the park with Motu in the last couple of years, but they've made some dumb decisions too, particularly with Mattel Creations and stuff like that. I don't even have to mention HasLab, do I? Well, for a Hasbro side. And yeah, they've made some bad business decisions. But the toys themselves, generally speaking with Motu, have been very, very good. So you have some really interesting crossover between the two. And again, there are some people that'll buy anything Mattel puts out on their chosen toy line and doesn't want to hear it when you criticize it. And some people love the criticism. It's very odd. And then on the other side of the coin, you have folks that are, as collectors, as enthusiasts, they don't necessarily care who or in what scale something is made from their favorite property. They're just going to scoop up everything. You know, there are people that will have big Motu collections from every different manufacturer. Vintage Mattel, Modern Mattel Origins, Masterverse, Super 7, Reaction, Pop Vinyls, the whole thing. And I think the same is true for a lot of different brands. There are some people that just love everything from a property. Okay, well, you could still call that brand loyalty. I think it's different. I think at that point you become kind of a slave to the nostalgia for the product, or like a ball and chain kind of vibe to how you feel about these characters and these properties. And the smaller toy companies are not immune to this. Smaller by comparison, I should say. Certainly, I'm sure that Valaverse has its share of brand loyalists as well as Action Force enthusiasts as well. Okay, now the criticisms for Valaverse stuff tends to vary quite wildly from Hasbro or Mattel because Valaverse is on top of their shit. Not that they're immune to criticism, but every time there's been a pretty big bulk of criticism about a quality on a toy or a series or a wave, they fixed it every time as far as I can remember. So, it's just kind of each instant is going to bring with it its own criticisms and business practices. And some companies are better examples than others. And when we talk about properties, I think that especially if it's something that that did exist when we were younger or is inspired by something like that, it tends to dig its way into our hearts a little more. So we're seeing already some of the differences between the blind brand loyalty and perhaps the, really going after a particular property. Okay? So, catching up at chat, Wilhelm says, just checked out the Kickstarter, and I gotta say this looks awesome. The prices are really affordable. Just might have to rework my budget, fit these in. There you go. That's awesome. Epic Badger says, G.I. Joe Classified went from a trickle to a torrent. Had to cut back just to control things. I'm kind of getting there myself. Epic Badger also says that Hasbro made way more money from Baldur's Gate 3 than most of their toy lines. Exactly what I was alluding to without saying it out loud. Ian Sweeney has no brand loyalty, and I'm not surprised. Ian's a very reasonable person. Badger also sold their Mythic Legions. Will always buy the Moose and Bears. It's better than Moose and Squirtle. Dolls Not Drugs says, WWD is that way for me. Doesn't matter brand or style, long as it looks good. They're buying WWE stuff. Fair enough. Logger's Lair says, Valaverse rocks. Enough said. Fair enough. Robert's Infinite Realms is here. Says, evening. Hope you're well. I am, and I hope you are too. So, here's the thing, though. I think that these two extremes do not represent everybody. They can't. It's impossible. Everybody is different. You've heard me several times this year in this room say, this is my fucking collection, do what I want with it. And I still believe that. But because of that, I'm going to pick and choose what I want and what I don't want. For example, if you look closely, you'll see some Adventure Series stuff back. I'm pointing the wrong way. Shit. There we go. You'll see some Adventures Series stuff, Indiana Jones stuff, and I bought that stuff sight unseen. I'd seen the reviews while I was waiting for the pre-orders to come in, and I had my concerns. But I really wanted Indiana Jones figures in that scale, and I said, well, I'm either going to like them enough to keep them, or I'll sell them off, or I'll return some of them. And it turned out that I like them enough to keep them. I do have some disappointments. I certainly have some criticisms for them. But I'm not getting rid of them. And I'm going to get a few more here and there as time goes on. Again, it does not mean that I think Hasbro has done nothing wrong. It doesn't mean that I think everyone should buy every Indiana Jones toy they make. That's definitely not true. But I can like the toy for what it is, lament it for what it isn't, criticize the company for what mistakes they've made, but still do my best to enjoy what I do have. Because, and this is going to get really morbid for a second, but how many more Indiana Jones toy lines do you think they have in them between now and when I shuffle off this mortal coil? There's been a total of 3. So Raiders of the Lost Ark toys, and certainly there were some other smaller attempts for Temple of Doom and so forth. But then we didn't see anything until Hasbro came out with the toy line around Crystal Skull, which was arguably a pretty good toy line. And then now we have this one. So I don't think that for the kinds of Indiana Jones toys I want are ever going to come out again. So at a certain point, I think it's valuable to really take stock of reality. Okay? Hey!
Yeah, boy!
Chad is here with a super chat. In fact, he's freaking here. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Welcome back to the show. There's a certain degree of future-proofing that I try to do with my collection. In other words, I may not get the very best Indiana Jones figure that exists. There's certainly some great ones out there that are currently being made that cost a pretty penny, and they blow these Adventure Series out of the water. If all I wanted was Indiana Jones, that would be the way to go. But I want the other characters. I want to see them together. So I'm willing to make the compromise with what is available at that price point. Again, while still calling this stuff out, right? And I would say the same things about them, whether Hasbro made them or somebody else. Okay? That's just a reality. Now, I'm not going to lick Hasbro's boots for making them, but I can be appreciative that they exist at all. And say, okay, you've got to make that choice for yourself, right? And I remember as a kid seeing Indiana Jones on the shelf, clearance shelf of Toys R Us, I might add, and thinking, wow, I didn't know these existed. I want to get this. I didn't get them. It sucks. And then by the time I really got back around to wanting to get those toys as an adult, there was no way I was going to put that kind of money into the vintage stuff. And then these come out, and I'm like, you know what? And this is gonna piss off some people when I say this. Close enough. They were close enough to what I wanted. I was fine with it. But that doesn't mean that I think Hasbro has nothing to answer for, or they shouldn't course correct before they finish out these waves. I think they absolutely should.
Yeah, boy!
And Giraffe, with another generous super chat, says, yeah, boy. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Chad says, it's Super Chad, actually. Forgot. Sorry. Matt Nunes here says, hey. I say, hey, right back. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Dun 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 dun. Turn up sound, y'all. I don't know if I've heard that through my surround system, to be honest with you. I'll have to go back and watch that tonight. But it's like, do you guys see what I'm saying here, though? You can have a multifaceted opinion. You can have multiple perspectives about brand, property, existing toy you wish existed. Like, these things can happen. And I think too often, way too often, we get caught up in these discussions about if you buy the toy and don't loudly complain, then you're just the whole vote with your wallet thing. So that was something my dad said to me all the time: vote with your wallet, son. And the problem I run into is that doesn't lose a whole lot of water either, because as we said before, Hasbro in particular made more off of that Baldur's Gate 3 game than they've made off of toys. They don't care. They've proven over and over again that they just don't give a fuck. And it often feels like no matter how loud we yell at them, they're not going to course correct unless the team that made the toys does it on their own. At a corporate level, they're never gonna. They don't care. Unless their corporate leadership totally changes to something that is more fan-friendly, I don't think we should ever expect that stuff to change. That doesn't mean give up and don't try. But I think it is a reality that we have to bear in mind as we move forward. Flavor Twiggy Flav. Yeah, I put them together. So, that's my thing. It's my thing. I made that 2016, 2017, something like that. And I've always used it. Anytime someone graces my presence with, a couple hundred pennies. And I always appreciate it when it goes out because it makes me smile. And your support definitely makes me smile. I really appreciate everybody. So again, it's that nuance, right? So of course I think there's a difference between loving a property and being loyal to the brand. And I think the loyalty to the brand is by far the more dangerous.
Yeah, boy!
And of course Bjorn with a generous super chat says, I like the noise. And that's fair. Sometimes that's all you need. All you need is a reason to hit that button, and I appreciate it. YouTube takes their 30%, but I still get a piece of that, and I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, man. I think brand loyalty is more dangerous because at that point you're kind of condoning whatever the company does without any chance of criticism. And I think that's really dangerous because that's how we end up getting mashed potato falcons and broken Dungeons and Dragons figures in the box and shit like that. Okay, I don't think anyone should have to be that blind and be that giving of their money to one brand just cause. Ooh. Pilota says Hasbro's stock tanked today. Interesting. I'm not sure exactly what caused that. But I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. Robert's Infinite Realms says, I love Marvel, but I'll be the first to admit that they pump out less than great product. Absolutely. I'll just use this as an example. I bought the Captain Marvel Rescue 2-pack from the Infinity War line. And I guess this would be technically Endgame. And this little backpack of hers... This little backpack of hers was a bitch and a half to put together. And it's fine. I like it. For the 2-pack, it was originally going for $50, $60 at the time. And I got it for $15 on Amazon. If it was any more than that, even like around $28 was like the median price for me. But when I saw it for $15, I was like, I'm gonna get it. And there's still, even at that price, I have complaints. Now, did I get my $15 worth out of this? Absolutely I did. It's a great price. right? But I still have every right to complain about it if I don't like certain parts of it. That's the nature of product. Now, there are people out there that'll say, oh, you paid a quarter retail. You paid 25% of what it originally went for, and as a result, you have no room to complain. On the contrary, I've measured this room, and there's lots of space for complaints, if I so choose. I'm a consumer. That's my choice. Just like it's my choice to buy whatever the fuck I want and not apologize to anybody or try to justify it to anybody. You know, I know there are people out there that just smack themselves in the forehead when they know that I have Adventure Series and Indiana Jones, and I don't mind them. I get that. You can have something. No, it's not great. No, it's not perfect. But still appreciate that you have it and hope the company does better. That can exist. And that's kind of where my head's at with a lot of the stuff you see behind me. And I want to say that I don't think that's uncommon. If it is, that's weird to me. Bill Witt says I'm more about properties and brands. I absolutely agree with that. I'm definitely more that way as well. Dolls Not Drugs says you see that same energy with these independent companies. Maddening, considering that it's the most likely place for having our voices heard, but the feedback is deafening if surrounded by bootlicking. Absolutely. Robert's Infinite Realms says, I've waited 40 years for Dungeons & Dragons cartoon figures. Got them at Ollie's, and even at that price, I feel like I was cheated and on it cheap beyond cheap. I definitely agree. I would have loved to have had those, especially at Ollie's prices. Pose them once, put them on the shelf, and walk away. I didn't watch that cartoon a ton as a kid, but when I did, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well made. And it would be great to have them up. It's a finite number of figures. You can just put it up there, print out a nice picture of Tiamat or something, put them in the background, done. But I'm not willing to take the risk because the QA was so bad on them. I agree, Robert, and I really feel bad for anybody who was looking forward to those more than I was, got them, and then had that experience. It's awful. And they should be ashamed of themselves. Loggers Lair says, critical comments does not equal hater. That's a different channel. You guys should check out Chad's latest video about haters. It's pretty fucking good. Ben Stutley, welcome back, mate. Says, hey, chat. Hope all you guys are doing well.
Yeah, boy!
Every night, Naked Stratos, thanks to my loyalty. Thank you, Giraffe. But Ben says, gonna try and make an effort to check in with the old buddies this coming year. Room looks sparkling. Thank you, man. And I know it's late where you are. I appreciate you doing what you do, and I love your face, and I'm really appreciative that you're here. Joe DeBecky says, there's always gatekeeping at every level. Yes. There's always someone looking down at something. Shitty human nature. 100% agree, brother. Bear11 Charlie says, I buy what I like, don't care about what brand it is. Fair enough. Billy Wifta says, I got the D&D figures. They aren't that bad. However, they do look more like Disney than the D&D cartoon. Fair enough. Okay. So, I think you guys are starting to kind of see where I'm coming from here. I use Star Wars as another example, right? I prefer vintage collection to retro collection. I don't really give a shit about the vintage figures very much anymore. And I kind of mix and match what I like. So I get marquee characters in vintage collection, a couple troop builders. Like I have Bespin guards, and the only reason I got those is because they were cheap. And eventually I'll start filling in some other way. For example, the Epic Hero Series Star Wars that just got announced. Looks like they're 5 POA, but they might be multi-posed. And I'm really eyeing up those Stormtroopers, because that's a good way to troop build some goddamn Stormtroopers. I'm thinking about it. And so that would be all modern Star Wars figures, right? And then my vehicles are Power of the Force vehicles, Power of the Force 2 vehicles. And there are people out there, and I've encountered them, that see these and just brush them off because they're not originals 80s Kenner and think that these are lesser than. The exact same molds. Okay? I argue that the paint is better on these, and plus they're easier to get. But I don't understand, like, if I see a Millennium Falcon, I see the Millennium Falcon. And I'm transported, and I'm happy. But to the people who are like, well, it's not vintage, so... You can suck the fattest, smelliest, scummiest penis. I mean, to just look down on somebody, wow, it's not vintage, so... You know, at that level. Alright? It's one thing if they're like, it's not vintage when they're talking about this modern stuff. That I understand. To a certain degree, I understand at least the sentiment. But to go from old Kenner to new Kenner, a.k.a. Hasbro, and just kind of turn your nose up, it's like, come on. The vehicles are exactly the fucking same. Calm down. And it doesn't keep me up at night. But it is something that that's a criticism of the fandom. It's like, get your head out of your ass. Eat some prunes. You'll live longer. Come on. I see you guys are really zooming along here. I'm going to try my best to catch up. Melvor Indihizzi says, Dungeons and Dragons cartoon was easily one of the best of the 80s. It wasn't LGN style scale figures of the original cast. Not what we got. Exactly. Those figures kind of sucked as far as I was concerned. And to get the cartoon cast was special. And it sucks that the QA just failed us so horribly. Zombie in the house. Nice to see you. Says, welcome back, Jim. Glad to see you're all well. Working and lurking as always, but I will say as long as quality is good and lives up to the price, I paid for it and more. Exactly. I agree. Mulver wants vintage scale. So do I. Billy Wifta says, I love Motu, but ditched my vintage figures for Origins. Yeah, I've kind of abandoned the idea of ever getting anything vintage until after they've retired the vintage Origins. Then I'll go back and get some stuff if I really need it, which I probably won't. Shan says, I got a complete 79 Kenner Death Star, on Saturday, 1979! And it's in perfect shape, better shape than over half the stuff I could get off a shelf today. That should raise serious questions. It does. And I'm a little jealous. I was just talking about the Death Star playset today. It's something I eventually want. But it's probably never going to happen. But that's very cool you found it, man. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. But what it says, ditched equals put away, not on display anymore. Fair enough. I knew you weren't getting rid of those. Largo's Lair is loyal to both brands of custard. Custard. Country and Western. I was trying to say country and Western at the same time. It was coming out custard. What fun.
Yeah, boy!
Brandon R. with the generous super chat says, towards the extra toilet paper after all them prunes. You're not wrong. Wilhelm says, I only buy whatever I think my friends like. It's the only way I can feel like I belong. Of course, he's being very dry, a little bit sarcastic. But there are people out there that are like that. It's true. And there was a certain degree of peer pressure that came into play in the early days of my collection, because I was surrounded by these guys who have been collecting longer than me. They're like, this toy's cool and this toy's cool. And I did get swept up by it a little bit for a couple months. And then I kind of took a step back. I'm like, well, what do I want? But I don't have anything in this collection I regret having, that's for sure. I got lucky. Joe DeBecky bailed on vintage collection and finally came around to retro. That's a big deal for him. Really liking the new figs that we never had. Not all, but some for everybody. And that's fair. Also says that Power of the Force 2 is legit. I agree. Of course I agree. Bjorn bringing up the point that dollar store toys are more durable than some name brand toys these days. You're not wrong. Final Faction was coming out there with some shit. Zombie said, if you can afford to be that elitist of a collector, bravo. A true collector would be happy to see another collector happy with what they have, the sentimentality. Exactly. So we see that with retro games, it's everywhere. It's true. And there's people in retro game collecting that are the same way on both sides of that fence. And, you know, it's horrible. Mulver says, there's a lot of great accessories, vehicles in the hand-rolled Kenner collection. Absolutely. Absolutely. Power Force 2 gave us T16. Exactly. Exactly. Ben would buy modern figures from vintage molds for $1 or 10. There you go. Giraffe says if there was an original Kenner Darth Vader and a modern Hasbro version of that Darth Vader, and you could pick just one to take home, which do you take? Does it matter? Honestly, I have a Black Series Darth Vader and a Vintage Collection Darth Vader. I think I might even have a second Darth Vader from Vintage Collection as well. I'll go Vintage Collection Vader every time in terms of scale. I just love the way those figures look. I love the way they feel, especially for Darth Vader. The Kenner Darth Vader, I had one as a kid, and I was underwhelmed at the time. I'll be honest. I was an articulation whore, even then. I love my G.I. Joes more than I love my Star Wars in terms of posability. I really had a lot of imagination as a kid. I never saw Darth Vader with his arms straight out holding the lightsaber like that. Not once. In the entire film series. So for me, it'd be a modern Darth Vader for that exact reason. However, if someone gave me a vintage Darth Vader complete with the vinyl cape, he would have a special place in my collection. I just wouldn't have him on display with the other figures because he looks kind of dopey. Okay, and I don't mind saying that. I'm not saying if anyone else has one that they're dumb. I'm just saying for me and what I want out of my collection and my display, I got to go with modern. Squigs is in the house. Says, "What's up, Jim?" Not much. Glad to see you, brother. Text me this week. We'll hang out. Willem tells Chad, just don't chuck an X-Wing at your Death Star. Yeah, that's a problem. Woman Cardboard says, as a kid I loved anything Hasbro. Now due to cost, quality, and problems, I'm not really buying anything. Fair. Johnny Jordan says, whichever Vader doesn't break 5 minutes after you get home, Vader. There you go. Robert's Infinite Realms is heavy into vintage scale, but only cherry-picked that line. Nearly done with Marvel Legends and Rebuild, thankfully. There you go. Yeah, I don't buy everything. I definitely don't buy everything. I'm very hyper-focused. I think that's part of a different thing, for a lot of reasons. Ian Sweeney really likes the retro collection, knows the limitations, the connection with the happy memories of childhood. They mean a lot to me after a long, difficult period of my life. And that's fair. I definitely see the connection there. For me, the way my imagination works, it's just having the representation of the character that fits up here. You know, superpowers kind of being the exception for me. I love those vintage toys, and I love the new toys that remind me of them, and they can pretty much do no wrong, except for the figures I don't buy, you know. And it's inspired me to get larger, DC characters. It's one of these things. Everyone's got a different hot button that makes their heart go pitter-patter and makes them smile. And whatever that is, go after it. Just go after it. Zombie doesn't have a complete set of any toy line except my pet monster. And I mean that loosely. I have the dolls, all of them have chains, but it's still awesome to have my childhood collection. There you go. Absolutely. And Ian Sweet says, my favorite Vader figure is the retro collection from the Kenobi wave. Very nice. Very nice. Bjorn always wondered what the Star Wars line would have looked like if they were made like the G.I. Joes. They would have looked like G.I. Joes in Jedi clothing, I guess. It's a whole thing. So, and I could point any one of these brands and we could probably have a separate discussion about them. But I think that the energy that people tend to place on brands, whether it be criticism or, loyalty, probably would get more out of directing it to the teams that make these things. That doesn't mean we should be slamming the people that make the toys every time something's not the way we want it. But they're the ones that are in the best position to help us fix what we don't like. That's why when I have a problem with Mattel Creations, I talk about Mattel Creations. It's never been that they've made a figure I'm like, that's stupid. And if it was, I just didn't buy it. And I even went back and bought some of those for no good reason. But Mattel Creations and that endeavor, they've made some boneheaded decisions with the property and toys that the guys in the Motu team are making. So it's not the Origin team's fault that Mattel Creations can't run their store worth of shit. It's Mattel Creations' fault. It's not the Marvel Legend team's fault that HasLab is the shit show it is. It's Hasbro and HasLab. They're just trying to make good toys. Sometimes they succeed, a lot of times they fail. Giant Man was a farce. And it's a shame. But I feel like you have to... I think you kind of have to, frankly, just be reasonable. Just be reasonable. Right? You don't have to like everything a brand does. You don't have to like everything that a property has made for it. You have to be honest about what it is you really, really want. Go after the stuff you want. And when that disappoints, make sure you point the criticism in the right direction. And you don't have to be a dick about it. You don't have to do any death threats or threaten to beat somebody up or whatever. And if someone has a toy you don't like, or they collect a toy line you don't like, that compares or contrasts to a toy or toy line you have in your room at home, it's none of your fucking business. Because I have a mixture of vintage collection and Power of the Force, makes me no less of a Star Wars fan than the guy that's got 100% Kenner vintage stuff. Come at me, as the kids say. I don't understand why people feel the need to throw poop at each other like monkeys over this stuff. Doesn't matter what toy line you're into. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you collect Pops. I think that's a very big waste of time, money, and space. But if that's what you're into, go for it. Fine. It doesn't hurt me. Not even a little bit. In fact, it affects me not at all. You buy what you want. Enjoy what you have. And where you can't enjoy what you have, be reasonable with the criticism. That's all you have to do, folks. It's not difficult. It's not hard. Zombie always viewed the Power of the Force line as the Star Wars line for my generation, just like the NES is the system of my generation. Wasn't born when the original lines and consoles came out. Fair enough. Ben Sully says, 30th anniversary Star Wars was my last collecting splurge 15 years ago. Nice figures. Did like the articulation. Fair enough. And there's really good stuff in that line. Laura's Lure says, Toddy Mac Superpowers hits what nostalgia feels, but will never replace vintage Kenner. I also agree with that. Bjorn says, speaking of superpowers, we have an original Flash on card. Very nice. Robert's Infinite Realm says, I do try not to slam the teams, but when I see something so off the wall and saying I have to say this is crud, why, then I think, okay, quote, name unquote, doesn't get what they are doing. And that's possible. It's also possible that they were trying to go in the right direction and then got slammed down by management or upper management saying, we're not going to make that. That kind of shit happens a lot. Ask anyone who does creative work for money and someone else is signing their paychecks. Ask them how often that they get to make exactly what they wanted to make. Think about that for a second. Seriously. Robert's Infinite Realm lost 2 friends because You Like Action Force was so weird, and yes, they threw poop at me. Him. Well, so are you trying to say that we should show respect to other people as we would like to be respected? Wow. You could call it a golden rule. Godatron, hate man. Says anyone that toy shames another collector can fuck all the way off. Bam! I appreciate that. That's why Carl and I was like, this! The same! Love you, dude. Worldman of Cardboard is still pushing for cardboard figures because he loves a good fire hazard. I appreciate that. Of course. Chad says, my number one issue number one issues get very valuable over time, so hang on to it, are the people who cry about haters and then spew personal attacks on his channel. Or my friends, that's crossing serious lines. You crossing some lines. Name that movie. But yeah, I completely agree. People like to whine and cry about criticism and then start spewing all kinds of vitriol and hatred in the other direction. People just like to cry. People like to be offended. People like to feel like they're important. They'd like to feel like there's an us against them. Something in the last 15 years, I don't know if it's in the water or what, but there is something, particularly in Western culture, I'm not just isolating this to America, but especially in America, where people just decided that they have to be right all the time. Whatever they think, whatever they feel, to them is the correct way to be, and they will accept nothing other than an echo chamber. And if they're confronted with it, they'll start smacking themselves on the head like the tail end of fucking Rain Man until they don't have to see it anymore or hear it. I mean, it's ridiculous. The lack of maturity is staggering. And I'm glad that Chad is one of those folks that thinks for himself and has the cojones to say out loud that these whiny babies are whiny babies. I appreciate you. Ricky says, Star Fox, when you talk back to them, they're all like, go touch grass. And I'm here like, well, I'm outside every day, so I'm on grass every day. And then they don't respond. Yeah, the whole touch grass thing, you know someone who never leaves their house made that up, right? Like, that has to be the case. Like, that's supposed to be an insult. I think that the current generation of insults, because they're not all coming from people of the same age, but this current generation of insults, like, they want to have, like, the deepest cut with the fewest words possible, and they start making less and less sense. Like I've said before, the art of the debate is lost. If someone says, go touch grass, that doesn't mean you won the debate. It just means they didn't want to have one. Okay? Now, granted, most of the people I see on the receiving end of that particular phrase probably need to go outside most of the time. But that doesn't mean that's an insult. Right? Like, just have a discussion with a motherfucker. Okay? That doesn't mean tweet back and forth for days and weeks and years and whatever. It doesn't mean comment threads on Facebook. Take it to a private message. Or if it's someone you know, call them. Have a verbal discussion. Have a debate. It's not hard. It's not hard, guys. That's a good song for poo-flinging. That's for sure. There you go. Gojatron proudly displays his Thundar Funko Pops. No regrets, come at me. There you go. There you go. Brandon is surrounded by Action Force on his desk. Nice. Got Desert Rat taking point. Blowback and Condor moving behind, covered by Republic guards and Shooter and Lowlight. Very nice. Very nice. Wait, I'm not right all the time. Giraffe wants to know when we can all unite and hate on overpriced statues together. Well, we did that once this year. Chad, of course, with the Tropic Thunder. That's the right. Boy, you're about to cross some lines. Yes, exactly. Perfect. I knew I could count on you, bro. Just Jeff, welcome to the show, says, human nature is spurred by emotion. People forget that feelings aren't truth. Absolutely. So if they can make you feel a certain way, then it must be the truth. There you go. See, I knew y'all get it. Like, I realize that I'm not really educating you guys very often. I'm just reminding you of something you already know. I try to make it so the people that know can take a step back and be like, wait a minute, yeah. The people that don't know will be like, they're either going to stop and think for a second or they're going to fuck off. That's all there is to it. Brandon says, Caramel Snake Eyes is stretching on the top of the Humvee that dropped them all off. He has to stretch sometimes in my headcanon, and he does it in his caramel suit because caramel is stretchy. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. All right. Ricky says, back in the 80s and 90s, someone insulted us, would step up and throw down. Well, the big difference is that they would do it in person. There was no way for them to do it remotely, except over the phone, and then you just see them on the bus stop and kick their ass. That's the difference. Y'all know that. Ba-bum-bum-bum. Melvor doesn't understand the whippersnapper lingo these days. I'm old. So am I, brother. Dean from All Things 80s is in the house. Welcome, sir. Good to see you, brother. Need to read that update of yours. I keep forgetting to do it. Wilhelm, but I'm so much more powerful behind my keyboard and in my head. It's true. It's true. Ian Sweeney grew up with original Kenner, but Power Force 2's great toy line had some of my favorite figures such as Lax Severek, Bosk, and removable Helmet Vader. There you go. There you go. Alright. Brandon, I saw your Tropic Thunder. That's good. That's good. Just as working in corrections, I learned a valuable lesson. Everyone's brave behind 3 inches of steel. Same with the net. Everyone's brave behind a keyboard. Either or, end of day, you're going to a... Gotcha. Fair enough. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. Yes, he did. So we're wrapping up the show here at this point. So, in closing, sure, there's a difference between being Team Hasbro or Team Star Wars. They're not the same thing. And I think that if you blindly just follow behind a brand or a property, but based on nostalgia or whatever else, you're asking for trouble. Both up here, and certainly with your wallet. Have an open mind. Discuss amongst yourselves. But at the end of the day, you make the choices you want to make for your toy collection because it's yours. So, at the end of the show, which is very momentarily coming, please go over to Largo's Lair for the next episode of AF3. In the meantime, I'm Grindhead Jim. This has been Toy Grinds Live. May all your card backs be straight. May all your grinds be merry. And may you be able to find anything you're looking for at any given time at a price you feel is reasonable. We'll see you next week. Take care, folks. Cheers.